What is up, guys and girls? I am Virtual Pigs and welcome back to some Planet Nomads. Now, I have a little surprise for you guys that took me kind of like an extra 4 hours or so to complete. Now, there is now 2 saves of this world. I am willing to go back into the other one and do the extra 4 hours, but only if there's enough call for it, because it was a lot of work. And a lot of backwards and forwards, and a whole lot of boring. But the behemoth is here. There she is, just floating up there majestically. Now, I'm actually going to leave that up there for the time being, because I have a few things that I need to craft. Because whilst doing that, I discovered that the 2 solar panels that I put on the drilling platform weren't quite enough. So we kinda have to put an extra 2 on there, which means I need 4 of those built. 2 of those built. Can I have that back? There we go. 4 of those built and 2 of those built. I believe it's 2 of those. Yeah. Cool. So once all that's built, we'll draw that from the main system. Even though I could get the big behemoth, which needs a name, which I'm going to leave to you guys. You lot are perfectly capable of naming things, so since I can't come up with one, vote for a name, and that's what she'll be called. Hey! Oh, I wanted that, thank you. Stealing that from me. Might as well wait for these 2 to complete. Now, I'm not gonna lie, being such a behemoth, it's not exactly very fast, put it that way. I mean, it weighs almost as much as this entire base on its own. Fortunately that I have the infinite ability to just go up, because this thing is absolutely enormous and kind of needs to be in the air constantly, since it doesn't exactly have any landing gear. Actually, how far? I've never actually put this thing up to full speed, so I don't actually know how fast it is. 24 kph. Not too bad considering its size. And the fact that it runs on 2 separate uranium generators, one for the systems just behind where I actually am at the moment, and 1 generator for all of the fan blades, which allow this behemoth to actually fly. Good God, this thing is actually painfully slow. Oh, this is gonna take a while to get there, but being there, I'll be able to do pretty much whatever I want whilst this thing's around. Since it is literally a mobile base, I can even spawn on it because it has a stasis chamber. Good God, this thing is enormous. Actually, having said that, I am gonna pop myself out quick once it's come to a relatively calm stop. Because I quickly want to go and check the generators. Oh yeah, it also has a scanner dude on it. How are you doing? You have 7 hours and you have 37 hours. Cool, good to know. Now, my question is, I wonder if this thing's actually gonna scan as I go. Oh, this also has a med bay on it, so it actually has 1 extra thing. actual base on the ground does not have. Also, you may have noticed it does have a slight kind of tilt. It's a bit heavier in the arse than it is in the nose. Which, when you get to these sorts of weights, is extremely difficult to actually balance out. Because you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of weight either side. Like, I think this thing weighs like 108,000 or something. When we actually get to our destination, I'll find out. That is when we actually get there. Admittedly, it turns really nicely because it's so goddamn heavy that it kind of just doesn't really turn at all. It has the turning circle of a roundabout that has about a 200-mile diameter. Except for when it's standing still, and then it has a non-spot turnabout, so it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it does have the 2 extra, like, mid-mount fan blades, which kind of help balance the weight out towards the middle just a little bit more, because instead of trying to weigh it out, I tried to level it out using the aerodynamic push, even though in theory those fans shouldn't do anything apart from make the middle weigh more because pushing a lot of air onto the platform, but oh well. This thing was an absolute nightmare to build. And good God, it's not fast. It don't get anywhere fast. But it's not really designed to. It's more just kind of designed to be a floating fortress, of which will probably eventually be replaced by something maybe with wheels and hover blades. Maybe, if I can actually work out something of that design. I mean, whatever it is going to have to be freaking huge. So, yeah. That can wait, though, because I don't actually know how I'm going to build something like that yet. And honestly, this is still actually faster than walking either way. It's just not as fast as Frida. Then again, Frida's tiny in comparison to this thing. In fact, I'm pretty certain I could probably land Frida on this. She wouldn't stay there for very long, but I could if I wanted to. In fact, I wonder if there's a way that I could, like, maybe wall off an area or something and have it so that Frida can land in that, and then when it moves, Frida kind of gets stuck against one of the walls or something. That would probably break the game though, so I don't really want to try that, because I get the feeling that would probably be really bad. At least physics-wise, anyway. My incessant auto-talk has actually got us most of the way here. But yeah, as you can see, to the left we have hills and trees. That's the right, but you know what I mean. To the right we have hills and trees, and to the left we have more hills and trees. That concludes our tour, because that's pretty much all there is on this planet. Except at some point I am actually going to build a mining outpost up in the Arctic, but actually getting up there I will probably use Frida, because that's freaking miles away, and this thing is having a hard enough time just getting here, never mind anywhere else. In fact, it's only thanks to these big-ass air blades that you can see there and there that this thing even flies. Hell, I was even considering actually putting like lights along the bottom of this thing so that it kind of lights up the ground. But I don't think that's necessary. That would just be a drain of power. Oh, hey, look. I think any second we should start rendering where the drill platform actually is. Provided that night doesn't hit us before we actually get there. Which it very well might. Also, being the location of the storage on this, the big container that you saw on the bottom, I don't know how this thing's gonna, like, how that's gonna affect weight, because I'm pretty sure that when that fills up, it actually does add to its weight. But I'm not 100% certain on that one, so don't quote me on that. Now look, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that right there be the drilling platform. And yeah, I think I will probably be using Frida for this more often, because, dear God, this thing is enormously slow. And doesn't really stop very quickly. Right, so I want to shove another one there and another right there. I can now get rid of that. Switch back to my thing. Build that. Build that. Right, and then I need to actually connect this. Oh, okay. Right, I think now, when it rolls round to daytime again and those batteries actually charge, I should, in theory, be able to run both of these drills at once. In theory, at least. Right, so, may as well take out what this thing has earned currently. And we're gonna dump all of that in there, pretty much. Lovely. Oh, and in case any of you are wondering, yes, all of this, absolutely everything is all linked into each other, so, yeah. Right, we should be able to check our map now, because if I'm not mistaken, oh, there we go. Hey, look at that. And now we have a second mapping of the area. Right, so that thing can effectively map, which is good. Now, one of the things I was wondering is if I was to jam a drill off the end of this, would that actually mine as I go? I mean, in theory, there's only really one way to find out, and that is to actually do that. So we'll need that, we will need that, and we will need that. Let's have a look and see what we need for each of these. I think, yeah, there we go. Right, so I need 3 of those. So 3 of those. 2 of those. 4 of those. Can I have my thing back? 2 of those and 2 of those. So 2, and then I need 2 of that, which means I need to quickly go out and grab some organic matter, which I can easily get from one of these. Now, hopefully this won't go rolling away down the hill. Pretty sure that is exactly what it's going to do. Come here. Come back. Thank you. Much appreciated. And then what we'll do is we'll just dump all of this biomatter into there. And grab this. And what was it I needed? 3 of these. Add 3 of those to the queue, so I need an extra 1, and I believe it's 2. Yeah. Ah. I'm out of iron. I need an extra 2 of those, so let's put 2 of those into the queue. And then quickly go hunt some iron. Because there should be a little bit in this area, surely. I mean, if not, the drill has definitely picked up some by now, surely. What are you? Uranium and titanium. Not going to turn my nose up at that, because this thing's going to be quite hungry on the old uranium. You know, being it runs on twin uranium generators. Well, we got more carbon. Did we pick anything up in you? We did indeed. I will happily take those. Are there any other resource nodes around here? I do not believe there is, but we do have some nests over here which I could harvest, and they would give me the things that I need. I'm going to try harvesting this node first and see what happens. Ah, shut up. Quite mind. Ow! Do you know? Do you want to stop that? Right, that's it. I've had enough of this. You want to mess with me? That's perfectly fine. I'll just hack this down. Ow! Ow! What the fuck? Ow! What the fuck? Oh! Oh! Get in. Oh, okay, there's... Oh, that'd be why. There is a lot of you. Fair enough. Well, I'll just go and look for me iron elsewhere then, you assholes. I mean, it's not exactly like you can keep up with me while I'm jetpacking away infinitely. Ah, there we go. Right. Tell me you've got something. Aluminium and silver. Again, not going to say no to that. But I would very much like some good things. Not those though, that's not what I want. There's literally none of the things that I actually want. Again, aluminium and silver. Not the things that I want. Okie dokie, well that's fine. Because since we have the behemoth here, and it does have a stasis chamber, I can quickly go drop all of this off in the cargo, and then use the stasis chamber, wait till daytime, and let my drills do the job for me. I'm absolutely terrified that one day I'm just going to unload stuff into this, and it is literally just going to drop out the sky. Oh, actually, I can tell you what the weight of this thing is now. 112,875. So, yeah. What are you short on? What in God's name are you? Oh, of course you're short on that. Okay, that's fine. Let's just skip over until it reaches daytime. There we go. Should be sufficiently bright enough for the drills to start it back up. Yep, there they go. So those are now drilling away happily. Don't know why I did that, I didn't need that. While that's doing a thing, I'm gonna have a little look around to see if I can't find some cobalt, which I should be able to. And if not, by the time I come back, there should be some there waiting for me. Hopefully. Right, pretty sure that yep, cobalt. Lovely. Right, do you want to not? Because you're going to give me the iron I need as well. There we go. That gives me the iron that I need, as well as some other bits and pieces. I will now just fly away happily. And we are done here. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this question. The drill's just not going to work. But you never know. And it would be very nice if that thing could just kind of like float in the air somewhere and actually just gather material. That would be most appreciated. Nothing from you. Okie dokie. That's fine. Right, so let's dump you in there, put you in there. Put everything in there. There we go. Now, I know obviously this thing's not going to gather water because pumps have to be in water in order to actually work, which Obviously, unless this thing is stationary, is not going to happen. There we go. Right, so you need 4, 4, and 8. So 4, 4, and 7. There we go. Right, so let's take all of this gear out. And we're out going again. Damn. Always with the iron. I mean, I would like to actually get this all attached and sorted. Hopefully. Nope. I will be able to do that. One thing I can do actually, I hadn't actually thought about this until just now. Should have really, considering. It's like one of the most obvious things that I can get it to do, which is make 12 of those. There you go. I also actually need to check the generators. Yeah, no, they're not doing too bad. All things considered, it could be a lot worse. So, while that is doing things, let us head this back towards base. As you can see here, clearly demonstrated, doesn't have the best turning ability. To be fair, it does only have 4 air blades which are actually providing any sort of turning. Those middle ones only provide stability. So, yeah. Not great. But again, this thing's a floating fortress, not speeding as Harleys. I do wish there was like an auto forward thing though, where you could just set it to go forward, get out and just have it do its thing, but I guess that would probably play havoc with the physics. And to be honest, the fact that this thing even flies is kind of impressive. Now for the slow descent back to base. Which should be over there somewhere. It does give you an appreciation for just how fast Frida actually is though. Because Frida makes this run easily in like maybe 30 seconds to a minute, give or take. I don't actually know how long it takes her, but she does it pretty damn fast. But flying at like 70 odd kph, I'm not surprised. In fact, at some point I actually want to see if I can make an air vehicle which is even faster than Frida. I have absolutely zero idea how I'm going to do that. I mean, in theory, I could just augment Frida and just slap some more air blades off the front and back. That should give it the extra forward, well, just extra movement speed altogether, because if I have them do both, then yeah, Frida will have the turning circle of a demon. As it is, she already kind of swings a little bit when she turns. I can hear my refinery just working its stuff back there. Oh. So, how you guys been doing? Good? Good. I don't get the feeling that I'm going to be able to put this drill on before this video's out, but no matter what, I will get this drill added just to see if it works. And then if it does, I'll let you know in the next video either way. But I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it back to the base in 8 minutes. Well, less than 8 minutes actually. Because, good God, this thing is god-awful slow. Like, unbelievably slow. Also, just on the off chance that anyone's wondering why I want to make an Arctic base, I did actually go up to the North Pole on this once, and I discovered by slapping a drill down that when you have a drill there, it will drill every single resource that you can get. Yeah. Have like, I don't know, 6 drills, a couple uranium generators, just a couple, 1 or 2 refineries working overtime, just always churning out the uranium rods, and there you go. You've pretty much got a drilling site that can just forever power itself, gathering absolutely everything. Although I would probably need 2 large containers for something like that. And because of how far it is, I would probably equip it with everything you need to build like just about anything in the game, considering that it would be picking up every resource as well. The only reason that I wouldn't actually make a base up there is because there's no animals and no plants. So there's no biomatter, which means I suppose technically it's not every resource, but the ones that the drill can get. And then, because there's no animals, obviously there's not really much way to make food, which is problematic. But, you know, it's the Arctic. What do you expect? Somehow I'm not actually surprised that this thing is completely unfazed by there being a storm. I should imagine if something of this sort of caliber were actually realistically possible, it could fly through just about any storm and completely not give a shit. Minus maybe like hurricane level storm. I think maybe that would still probably, you know, give it a good run for its money. But even then, I reckon it could probably get pretty close to one. Considering that, you know, it's so goddamn heavy. And all things considered, it doesn't actually have a very high wind profile because it's got that, like, walkway in the middle, which would be dangerous as fuck in real life, but does substantially lower its weight and wind surface, well, side wind surface area, for lack of a better explanation. Which means it wouldn't get blown about so much. I mean, in retrospect, this thing is literally a flying brick. It has absolutely no aerodynamics. And honestly, if humans ever build anything even remotely close to this thing, that is the day that I'm just gonna give up. Because it'd just be like, okay, that's it, done. We have officially just mastered flying at that point. Because this thing shouldn't be possible, not even the slightest. And the only reason that it even works is because the sheer level of air that it should be pushing down with. But even then, the mid fans wouldn't actually work, considering they'd be pushing air onto its surface area, which would give it more downforce and weigh a lot more, which would give the other 2 blades even more work to do. But alas, apparently this game doesn't give a shit about that. So, hey, what are you gonna do? Time to dive down just a little bit. Don't want to get too low though, because yeah, I think, right, yeah, we can Okay. Whoa. Up, 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 up. There's a good flying thing. Right. Now, I'm going to quickly go grab some iron from my depository here, which I actually have very little, because that is how much iron this thing took to build. Oh. Wait, no way have you actually managed to build all that. Surely not. My god, it actually has. Fair play to you. Right, I'm gonna go and dump this into here and provide an extra hour. Well then, I ain't quite got to plan, did it? Right, now I actually want the drill hanging off the front of this because it could definitely do with the extra weight up front. And then that. Alright, and then, whoa! Calm yourself. Seriously? Right, how many? I need an extra 8. There we go. Oh, God. There you go. Build 7. And that should, hopefully, do the trick. Sometime in the next 600 years it should actually finish. Oh yeah, I forgot, this thing also has a compact armory which isn't powered. Fair enough. I believe, yeah, that one I believe is the one for all of this stuff, so plug you into there. There we go. Oh look, it's almost done. Oh, it took me a little bit over time as well, so I may as well. Done. Lovely. So, let us see, once I have added that in, whether or not, right, so I need set up that one. Oh god, it actually is working! Although it's gaining 100% dirt. Oh, okay, so I guess you probably need to be a whole hell of a lot closer to the ground. Which is perfectly fine, because I can just move it close to the ground as and when, but I'm not doing that while it's so close to the actual base. Don't mind me while I just get a haircut. Can we go down a little bit? Thank you. this thing truly is terrifying. I mean, look at it. This thing should not fly. It's an abomination to nature and it shouldn't fly. But alas, it's my abomination and I love it. Alongside Frida and Pip. Or Pippi. Pip or Pippi, whatever you want to call her. Either way, either or. Both is good. Oh hey, I actually finally ran out of water. Well. Fancy that. Oh, actually, just before I head out and leave this where it is, I'm going to see what these drills have gained during the course of this video, because that is not a bad intake, because these were empty when I first did this. When I first opened this, these were absolutely empty and had absolutely literally nothing in them. So that is a very good intake. Whoopsie. Not only did I do that once, but I did it twice. I really need to clean this up, please. Oh my, this is untidy. Why is this so untidy? Like, seriously, what the hell? I think... There we go. Much better. Nowhere near as bad as it was. Much better. I hate it when that thing's untidy. It's, just out of interest, if that falls out the sky... No, okay. Actually, you know what? I'm pretty certain that I should, if I do it gently, actually be able to land this thing. Good God, this thing needs some serious bloody, oh my, yeah, this I'm gonna have to make some hefty landing gear for this thing, because, good God, this thing just cannot land, like, at all. Well, there we go. That's nowhere near as bad as it was now. So, if it, at least if it plops out the sky, it's not the end of the world. The only problem with it being so goddamn long, I don't think landing gear is really going to do a whole great deal. Oh well. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. So that does it for this video. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit that like button. Stay awesome as always. And I will see you lot in the next video. I wonder if those things are still doing that weird thing. Nope. Oh well.